Greetings everyone, I'm Kevin and today we're looking at my May TBR. I honestly can't believe it's already May. But first things first, I'm going to go through the 5 books that I read or that YaTBRzy chose for me for April and see how I did and whether I can take a card out of this. So the first prompt that I got was W and I chose Who Let the Gods Out. I am almost finished with this. I have 100 pages left and 1 week. So I will finish this, and even if I won't, I have read majority of it, so it counts. The next prompt that I got was Good Mental Health Rep, and I chose the Bride Test, and I completely finished this book. And then the next prompt is Opposite Side Romance, and I chose Bonds of Brass. I am 100 pages into it. I'm also listening to it as an audiobook when I walk to and from work, which is 40 minutes a day. So I listen to it at least 40 minutes per day, and I have 1 more week left of April. There's no chance I won't finish it in time. The next prompt that I got was number 46, which corresponded to the Backstagers, which I did read and finish. And the last prompt that I got was Beth Crowley Shuffle, and it got me 6 of Crows, which I did also read. So that was a success. I finished 3 of the books, and I will finish the last 2 in the month of April. So I won't take a punishment card, which is honestly always such a relief when I don't have to do that. But instead, I get to take a book buying card. So we ended up with a yellow, can you see it? A yellow dot on the tile. So that means we get to take a yellow card. So I want this one down here. And the prompt for this book is randomize wish list. Oh my god. Okay, randomize wish list. So I am going to share the screen on my phone because my computer is busy. So here we have my book wish list. So first I have to count the amount of books I have. This is nice that it's 2 and 2, so I can just count one side and then double it. That is 111 books. Wow. So we're gonna randomize from 1 to 110. 111. And the book, the number is 106. Okay, so that's easy. That's the deal. So I will add the deal to the basket. I am not mad about that. So then we have the book buying out of the way, and we're gonna play some games because I'm not only picking a TBR from my own TBR game, YaTBRzy, I am also going to play for DesertAthon. So that's very nice. Yeah. So without further ado, let's start with YaTBRzy, and hopefully I can match the prompts to what I will end up with for DesertAthon. Roll number 1. Oh wow, okay. I need 3s and 4s and 5s. This is so empty up here. Okay, I'm gonna go with 4s. Another, oh whoops, that was a 4. And then last roll. Another 4. Okay, so that was a good idea. That is 16. And that means a yellow card. So the first prompt for May, oh my god, we're already at May, is roll a dice. Okay, so roll a dice to determine the amount of pages the book should be. So I will roll this. Oh, okay, good. So it has to be less than 300 pages long. And the first prompt we got was a book over 300 pages. I might be shooting myself in the foot with this, but it's This Woven Kingdom is the book that I chose. This feels like it could be good for DesertAthon as well. But I'm really excited about this. Like, when I found out that this was happening, I was super excited because Tahira Mafi is the author of the Shatter Me series, which is one of my favorite series of like all time. I love her writing, I love her characters. So when I found out that this was happening, and this is also like a fantasy based on the Middle East, or specifically Persian culture and history, it just sounds exactly something that I would love. So I'm really excited to read this. Roll number 2. I mean, turn 2, roll 1. Oh, I have a small straight, so I'm not gonna go for that. Should I attempt a big no, I shouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna keep the 6. When in doubt, keep the 6s. Should I? No, I shouldn't. I have already used chance. I'm gonna, this was difficult. I'm gonna roll again and hope for a 6. And I get 2 6s. Oh, good. So then the question is, okay, I had already used that one. So 18 goes in 6s, which is better than 6 for 6s. So 18, that is another yellow card. And the second prompt for me is African. The next prompt I got was African. And I decided to go with YaTBRzy because this book is set in ancient Egypt, which is honestly my favorite time period and place. Like, ancient Egypt will always have a special place in my heart. I've never visited Egypt, but I love it. And this is kind of like a middle grade, a mythology middle grade. I really love these adventures connected to old legends and old religions and stuff like that. Ancient cultures, basically. So I'm really looking forward to reading YaTBRzy, which also is a desert vibe book. Turn 3. These almost went off. So we have, oh wow, oh my god. Okay. So I'm gonna roll this. Yay, we have a YaTBRzy on 5s. Oh my god, that's amazing. So we have 50 points going in here. That's, oh my god, wow. I mean, like, I ended up with 4 5s immediately, and then after second roll I get another 5. So that's a red card. It must be a red card. So the first red card of the month is 7. The next prompt is 7. So I am going to count on my bookcase which book is number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ascension. This sounds so amazing. I got this from Charlotte. So again, like, thank you so much for gifting me this. I'm super excited for this book. This is kind of like blind dating or speed dating in space on their way to, to Mars. They're supposed to colonize Mars, and it says like it's too late for regrets, and I'm like, what are you regretting? I'm super intrigued, and this cover is really gorgeous as well. So this is for number 7. 4th roll. Oh my god. Okay, I need 2s, I need 3s, I need 5s up there. And down here, I need 2 pairs. Should I aim for 2 pairs then? So, 2 pairs, 6s, and 5s is my goal. Last roll. Okay, so this fell off, so I will roll that again. And it's a 2. Have I done... I can't put it there, and I can't put it there, and I can't put it there. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 on 2. That feels the safest. So that's a yellow card. And the 4th prompt of May is East Asian. Then we got the prompt East Asian. And I could have picked a book from my shelf because I have quite a few books that are East Asian in some way. But because I'm participating in a readathon, I wanted a shorter book, so I wanted a manga. So I chose the manga 86, which I'm super excited about. Like, it looks like something that I would love as a dystopian. I've never read a manga that isn't contemporary romance, so I feel like it would be really nice to see one of my favorite genres in a manga. I just think that sounds really cool. Last roll. I'm gonna take the freeze this time. And last roll. Oh, what? That means that I could have gone with the 5s, like 25 up here. Oh my god, I did 25 up there. I could have done that, but then okay, I will do this on freeze. So that is 15. What a way to end this TBR game. And it's a red card, number 16. Then we have the last prompt, which is 16. So I will do the same as I did with Ascension and count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I will be reading Sweet Hand, which is a romance book, kind of like an enemies to lovers, or rather like dislike to lovers, as it actually is. They're never really enemies in contemporary. But this is set in Trinidad and Tobago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it's in Trinidad, and it has to do with like a wedding. It just sounds really cute and fun. So I'm excited for this. So here are the books that YaTBRzy chose for me. They're very like biggest, a little smaller, smallest, or big, bigger, biggest, I guess you can also do. And then also, of course, 86 and YaTBRzy. So those are the 5 books that I'm reading for YaTBRzy. So now we're going to play Esme's board game for DesertAthon. Hi, it's late. I apologize for me looking very messy and the lighting and all of that. It's late in the evening. I was actually just editing my TBR video, and I can just tell you that I am participating in DesertAthon, obviously, and there are 20 cards, so 20 prompt cards. And this little pile here, this is not the 20 card pile. This is the pile of the books that I ended up with. I ended up with 16 books. And I was just editing the video, and I felt like, you know what? I'm gonna be kind to myself. So for the first time ever, I am refilming a TBR video. I've never done that with my own TBR game, but then again, my own TBR game has a set amount of roles and prompts. This, I wanted to do it one of the 2 ways. So Esme in her video, which I will link down below, has 2 ways to win. And either you read a desert vibe book. I didn't want to do that. I mean, like, I'm gonna do that, but I wanted to read more books for the readathon, so I didn't want to do that. The other thing that she said, which was the harder way to win, is to complete the board. So this is what the board looks like. It's this paper and it has these 62 tiles, but then the sun is kind of like the final boss in a way. And I just decided I'm gonna redo this. And last time when I ended up with 16 books, I only did 1 dice. This time I'm gonna go ahead and use 2. So I will probably end up, or I will hopefully end up with less than 16 prompts. So we're gonna redo it. So I'm taking all of these cards, which are the cards that the game chose for me the first time around. Like, just, I feel like, you know, oops. And then the cards left. So I'm just gonna push these together. I don't remember the English word for it. What is it called? When you mix shuffle. Shuffling. Ayo, ayo, shuffling, ayo, ayo. I wonder if anyone knows that reference though. But okay, so here we have all the cards. And here we have my little cat. And you can't see it very well. It's so shiny, but it's such a beautiful thing, like this beautiful little cat. But then we're gonna do the first roll. And I should also say I'm team elephant, so I get points. I get 2 points for each gray square I land on, 1 point for the other squares, and if I end up on the desert square, get a wild card. Like, I can pick whatever book I want. So let's do the first roll. 11. So we just switch this to 11. Ding. And take the first card, which is a red. And it's read a book with a red cover. That's nice. So the first prompt that I got was read a book with a red cover. So I chose this. This is also like Desert Vibe. The whole like, just look at this cover. As I said, I'm participating in the readathon, so I want short books on my TBR. I say, and I picked This Woven Kingdom as the first book. But this is very short. It's less, how long is it? It's 150 pages long. So I can definitely manage to do that. So it's nice to have. I really loved her Wayfarer series, which is, you know, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, that series. I really love that, so I'm excited to read another one of her books, which is very short. And then we do the next roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. 14 and orange. So we're gonna take a new prompt. Read a Desert Vibe book. I was already planning to read a Desert Vibe book because it is DesertAthon, but it's always nice to have that as a prompt. The next prompt I got was to read a book with a desert vibe. So for this prompt, I chose YaTBRzy because I'm already reading YaTBRzy, so that worked out very well for me. So then, next roll, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am not doing the way that you do normally in classic board games, that if you get 2 of the same, you roll again, like you roll twice. I just realized why you do that. You do that to get further. I felt like, oh, if I do that, that means that I will have to take a second prompt. That's not what it means. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. It's fine. It's fine. Let's continue. So, did you notice that? I noticed that I didn't take a prompt for landing on number 18. So I'm gonna take a prompt now. So here we have all the prompts, and I landed on 18, which is orange. So we're gonna take a card and I will read a book with illustrations. The next prompt is to read a book with illustrations. So I chose Game of Stars because they have like these beautiful illustrations throughout the book and just some places of it. This is the second book in the Kiranmala and the Kingdom Beyond series. I read the first book. It's a trilogy. I read the first book, absolutely loved it. So now I'm excited to read the second book. This is also kind of desert vibe. It's set partly in the US and partly in South Asia. It was so good. The first book was so good. So I'm super excited about this. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 28. That's a wild card. So I get a wild card. Then I landed on a desert square, so I got a wild card. So for that wild card, I decided to go with 86. So already reading it for YaTBRzy, so might as well pick it here as well. And then next roll. Oh wow, 9. I want to touch the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's a gray square, so it's for Team Elephant. And the prompt is read a high fantasy book. The next prompt I got was to read a book that was the high fantasy. So of course I went with This Woven Kingdom. Then we move on to the next roll. A 2. 1, 2. 39 red. We have read a romance book. I can do that. I love romance books, so that's very easily done. And then we got the prompt romance book. Can you guess which book I'm going to read? Sweet Hand, because it's a romance book and I'm already reading it for YaTBRzy. So far, I've been able to match them very nicely, I feel like. And 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 49 and yellow. So The prompt is read a book with a gorgeous title. I love the prompts, Esme. I love the prompts. The next prompt is to read a book with a gorgeous cover, a gorgeous title. So read a book with a gorgeous title. And I chose Ascension. Like, just tell me that Ascension isn't a gorgeous title. Ascension. I think it's a gorgeous title. Ascension. Next roll. 5. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wild card. So I get to pick whatever book I want. Then I landed on another wild card, and I chose, for the sake of DesertAthon, and also because I really want to read it, 1001 Nights. So this is kind of a collection of Middle Eastern fairy tales and stories. So I feel like it's gonna be a quicker read because of that. I can just take one story at a time, in a way. But I'm super excited to read this. I think this is so gorgeous, and I just wanted to read this for such a long time. So I'm really hoping that I get to it in May, and having it on my TBR really, hopefully, will push me to do that. Next roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did it! I did it! That means that I end up with a wild card again, so I get to pick whatever book I want. So then we see how many prompts I ended up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I got 3 wild cards. So that's 8 books, which is half the amount of prompts and books I was supposed to read if I kept to the first time I did this. So I am very happy I changed it. So there, I finished the board and ended up in the Sun spot, which is a wild card. So the last book that I will be reading in May for my TBR is a book that I am super excited about. And it's The Gauntlet. It's kind of like Jumanji, but middle grade, and it also has desert vibe. A lot of these books have desert vibe, so that's nice. So here are the physical copies of the books that I have, and then I will also read Eye of Ra and the manga 86. So I am actually super excited about this. There is a big difference in size between all of these, like tiny, huge, and then a nicer mix. But then thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day and that May will be very kind to you and you have a good reading month. And that can mean 1 book, that can mean 10 books. But I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you next time. Good reading. Bye.